I have this old computer here. It's an old HP Pavilion. I took both the sides off, threw them in the shredder steel, and you can see, you know, I have an open computer case here. I'm not a computer guy. I do know how to tear it, you know, open it up. I know what some of the parts are. Like that's the motherboard back in there. You know, this is probably a graphics card. I don't know what these cards down here are. I'm not sure. I know that's a heat sink. There's the two fans. Or that's the fan and a heat sink. You know, here's the CD drives, the power supply. So, I mean, that's the basic stuff that I know. But I've never scrapped one of these before. So I'm gonna tear this apart and scrap it and see how hard it is. I know I can sell stuff to boardsort.com, so that's what I'm going to do. So let me go ahead and start taking some of these screws out and adjust my camera a little bit so you can see more of what I'm doing. I'll try to pay attention to that. Hope y'all can hear me. I don't have a mic today. I don't have earbuds in. But I'm gonna start taking this thing apart because we get a lot of stuff from storage units. We buy self-storage units to sell on our auction, on our website. You can go to thermontauction.com. You can see it in our YouTube channel notes. So I'll pull this power supply out of here. Now I know I can sell that to boardsort.com. I'm not sure if that's something I want to tear apart or not. Like I said, I've never scrapped an actual computer like this before. I've only ever tore them apart. I mean, I've only ever taken them, I've never really tore one apart for scrap. I've only ever just taken a whole computer in there and you get 24 cents a pound for it. But I mean, I can see this power supply does have a chipboard inside of it. It has a lot of wire in there, like copper stuff. So I'm going to tear this apart here in a minute. Put that to the side. I want to see what that's all about. I'd like to pull this case apart, but it's all riveted. But let's see, I can take these off. Screws for the, I guess this is the graphics card. And then these two cards down here, I'm not sure what they are. I know this is the memory, the RAM, right here. So there's a RAM card. Has a gold teeth on it. I could sell that to boardsort.com. I'm gonna throw it in my chip bucket there. Like I said, I've never tore one of these apart to scrap it. So this is graphics card, I guess. It has the gold plated pins. If you want to comment on that and just let me know exactly if that's what that is. I guess that's what that is. And this. I know I have to take it off of here, off the bracket. This is a PCI adapter. Okay, that's for your internet. Not sure what that is. I have the motherboard here, so I'll get that out of there. I have a bunch of laptops. Normally I would take those to the scrap yard, get 98 cents a pound for them. But I'm going to start tearing them apart and getting the chipboards out myself and try to make as much money off of this stuff as I can. Wish I could see what this thing is. what that is. Card readers, USB ports. It has Phillips screws here. One there. And that's a rivet up there. Alright. So these ribbons, I'm planning on selling to Board Sort when I send in my shipment to Board Sort. So I'll sell them with those. How's that thing come out of there? Just push it. So I'll just push that out. See, that has a chip in there. I want to try to get that out. It's my flat screwdriver. Well, I don't have my flat screwdriver, but I have my chisel. So I'll chisel that out of there, see if that gets this out. So it's being held in there. Oh, there's a screw in it. All right, stand by. I have this little precision screwdriver set I bought. Sometimes I'm like a bull in a china cabinet. I'll just rip and tear without looking. If you watch the videos that I've made so far, you'll see. It's still stuck in there. Oh, it's got a screw in it. Sorry it took me so long to get that out of there. Pull these ribbon tapes off. Alright, so I got the USB port. It's got screws in it. See what I mean? I like to rip and tear. So there's the USB ports. Now, are they gold-plated pins that I can sell to Board Sort? That doesn't look like it, but these do. Yeah, they look gold-plated to me. I'm gonna cut it in and send it in because I've been cutting off all the connectors. I have them in a bucket here somewhere. The different gold-plated connectors. Now these wires I send to my scrap yard because I get a better price there than at the regular scrap yard. So it's not something I'm going to send to board sort. I want to get that battery out of there. Little watch battery. So I unscrewed that thing there. I don't even know what it is. That's why I say I'm not a computer expert. I don't know what everything is. Hard drive. Okay, that wasn't hard to figure out. I'm just kind of dumb sometimes. So I can tear this apart or I can sell it to board sort just like this. I have a whole bunch of hard drives over here in the tote, so I'm probably just going to sell them to board sort because that's another thing I don't know much about. But look, those look like gold-plated pins right there. They definitely look, I don't know. I'm gonna throw them in my chip bucket. And keep going. And I'll figure it out. I know there's some really good YouTubers out here that I can watch and that you guys can watch. I want to learn how to do this. I've watched some. I don't spend a lot of time watching YouTube myself. There's 4 screws in these drives. I have a whole bucket of CD drives over here too that I might send to board sort instead of tearing them apart myself. I just don't know what's the proper thing for me. But there's 2 disk drives right there. I mean, yeah, sure, I can unscrew that. I might do that. I have a whole tote full of them back here from storage units that we buy from people that have tore this stuff apart. Got this drive right here, this card reader. It has a couple screws in it. I can pop that in. Let me see what that's all about. I mean, I've tore card readers apart from other electronics. And they're from a computer. Looks like it has a plastic tab right here. There we go. So I have that. see, for me, just so you guys know, I'm still learning about these chipboards. Of course, I know that that is a low grade because it's that color on that side. Has that one IC chip on it that I can take off, and has those jumper wires. I plan on selling the mid and low grade boards to my local scrapyard. I'm going to take all the IC chips off of them. The high grade boards I'm trying to keep as high grade. I haven't found out from my local scrapyard how much they pay for them, but I might send them to board sort. But I also need to figure out from board sort how much I need to take off of them, and they still be high grade. I don't want to downgrade them, unless it's not worth it. For me to send them to them, because if it's not worth it for me to send them to them, I'm just going to take all the stuff off of them, all the IC chips and everything, and just downgrade it. See, I have that. Has that IC chip on there. And I'm going to sell those IC chips to board sort. So that just looks like just scrap shredder steel to me. So I'm going to sell the IC chips to board sort because they're paying good money for them. That's something I didn't know I could do until recently. Take the screws out of this motherboard. Now I know I can sell the motherboard to board sort. I read that on their forums. Another screw there somewhere. Another one over here. So look, there we go. And then that's just a steel case, which can go on my shredder steel. You know, I went from, I'm only going to get 24 cents a pound for the whole computer, and I'll get 9 cents a pound for the shredder steel, plus whatever I can get out of this. So I can sell this to board sort, or if y'all know another website that I could sell it to. I know I have to take that fan off, and I'm pretty sure I have to take the heat sink off, which that's probably really easy to do. I don't have my glasses on. Let me see. So yeah, take that off. And there's a heat sink on there. Cut these two plastic things off. Like I said, I've never sent anything to board sort. Look, there's just regular aluminum, clean aluminum. I have a lot of that from storage units, because when you buy self-storage units, you get a lot of kitchenware. I'm gonna have to figure out if I can just send this just like this, or if I have to take more off of it. But I'm gonna stick it in my tote for now and deal with it later. I'll pull the heat sink off of this fan. that's not screws, that's little tabs. Now what's holding that thing on there? There we go. That's just bare aluminum. I have a tote back there for that. Cut the wire off here. There's the wire. So then the drives, I can take them apart. That ain't working. Where's my screwdriver? I need a number 1 Phillips tip for my screw gun. I have one somewhere. I think it's at the auction house because I was up there working. Now all my tools are up at the auction house. Alright, so you got that. So you got that chipboard right there. And see, now I'll pull all these IC chips off of it and downgrade it. But if you think that's a dumb idea, let me know what this classifies as. I'm open to your feedback because I want to learn how to do this without wasting too much of my time and looking like a fool. I mean, I don't care about looking like a fool. That doesn't bother me. I'm not perfect. And I don't plan to try to be perfect. But I learn by my mistakes, as we all should. That's ready to go. Let's pop this off here. Got that little plastic tab right there. Give me trouble. So there, I got that little chipboard. And my scrapyard that I go to pays 10 cents a pound for these. I know Board Sort pays 50 cents a pound, but I have a lot of them, and I don't know if it's going to be worth it for me to ship it to Ohio. So, probably not going to do that. That's like these drives. They're heavy. I don't want to pay the shipping rate. They don't pay that much for them. So I'm going to get the chipboards out. But I'm planning on sending all my silver plated brass to Board Sort at $6.25 a pound. I mean, that's just awesome. I can't get that in my local scrapyard. I can only get 2 something a pound. If I can pop this thing off of here. How does that come off of there? There we go. That Look at all them IC chips on there. Last time I checked their website, they were paying $15 a pound for these. Now I know it would take a lot to get even a pound, and how much time it would take me to take all them off. But I have two big plastic totes full of chipboards right now. So, yep, two big plastic totes full. So here's the power block I wasn't sure about. I've never pulled one of these apart. I think I have some in a tote back here. See, and I know that my local scrapyard will buy these, but I might as well take them apart myself and see what goodies I can get out of it. Ground wire. Cut the wire to the fan. Cut these wires here. Cut this wire, and this wire, and then this one. And throw that in the shredder steel. You have see what you got here. A bunch of wires, aluminum heat sink right here. There's a stink bug. So I'm gonna cut the wires, cut some of the wires off. Try to cut them as short as I can. Not always the easiest thing to do. There's a lot of stuff on there. A lot of stuff. I can get that little chipboard off of there. Bend it back and forth enough. I had a knife out here, but I don't have it right now. Alright, so I got that off. Look, that has a couple of those IC chips on it. Now this will be a little easier. And you have all these ground capacitors on here. I don't even know what to do with them. know if it's worth it for me to try and take them off. So there's all the wire. They really got that thing screwed on there. It's gonna be hard to get it off because everything's in the way. I don't know if I can break it off. I guess these capacitors don't matter. And what do you do with these? Huh. That went flying because I wasn't holding on to it. I don't know. Looks just like a piece of lead. I don't know nothing about them. Got a lot of copper on there. So one wire holding on. There's copper. But I think that red stuff's aluminum. I don't think it's copper. It's like copper and aluminum mixed together or something. I don't know why they make these things so hard. Got the transformers to get off. This one here might just pop right off there. So there's the transformer. There's that other heat sink. Piece of aluminum. I'll get those connectors off of there. I think I can sell those to board sort too. There's some more of those copper coils in there. I mean, I might as well take them off before I sell it to the scrapyard. There you go. The more copper you get, the better. So, and there, that's one. So there's a couple IC, well, they're not really IC chips that I can sell because they only have 2 little connectors on them. But I'm pretty sure this thing here I can sell. This thing, I don't know what it's called. So yeah, there's the board from the power source. And thank you for watching this video.